Continuing Halachot of Pesach, beginning from 30 days before Pesach, we've explained already that you have the obligation to start learning the Halachot. You ask and you inquire, and you get your answer first. But the Halakha also explains that from 30 days before Pesach and on, the obligation of beginning to destroy, beginning to get rid of your chametz begins. Why? How does the Gemara learn that out? Because in the beginning of Masechet Pesachim Daf Vav Amud Aleph, the Gemara explains that if someone sets sail prior to 30 days of Pesach, he does not even have a requirement to clean his house of chametz. Meaning, let's say on Erev Purim, someone goes to Israel, I'm going to be in Israel for the next 3 months. There's no specific obligation for him to clean his house for chametz. However, now that we're within the 30-day period, 30-day range, the obligation, if someone were to set sail now, go to Israel from today until after Pesach, Halakha explains that he's obligated to make sure his house is clean for Pesach, do some sort of bedikah, destroy any chametz before he sets sails. This 30-day mark is what we're explaining, that it's sort of the checkpoint that now we care about chametz more, and you can't just let it be if you won't even be around for Pesach. So that being said, Halakha is very strict about, from this point and on, being very meticulous and careful when we purchase our foods that they are kasher la Pesach. We alluded to it a little bit a few days ago. We'll spend a little more time on it now. There are a few categories, few types of foods that can pose potential problems for Pesach. It's category A, that is chametz gamur, that it's tarot chametz, beers, bread, different types of pastas, things that are obviously chametz, that are made with any of the 5 grains. The acronym for them is browse, but they come into contact with water. There's no questions, that's chametz. These things, from now on, we begin designating a specific area and eventually plan to get rid of before Pesach. Then the opposite extreme, obviously, is something that's kasher la Pesach, that has a proper hashgacha, proper supervision, that is certified kosher for Passover, that you can keep and consume on Pesach. That is fine to keep as well. Now there's a middle category of something that isn't necessarily chametz, but we don't eat. Now why? Because today in our generation, Baruch Hashem, the technology has advanced so much that there are very often different types of ingredients that if you look at the ingredients thing on the can, on the label, and it doesn't necessarily say anything that you know to be chametz, nevertheless, there are potential problems that could be at play. It could be shared equipment. There could be chametz in the same factory. All of these things wouldn't necessarily make it asur to keep on Pesach, but because we are strict with chametz, and even though according to Maran and Shulchan Aruch, it might be okay if it was with the shared equipment, nevertheless, we want to be strict. The custom developed amongst all Ashkenazim and Sfaradim is we don't consume these types of foods. We don't eat them. You can keep them, but we don't eat them. So this is where the category becomes. There are many questions that are asked right now at this time of year. Is this food item, is it okay to keep? Do I have to throw out? Can I what sell? We didn't even speak about the Mechar Chametz yet, but that's another idea where if you had expensive liquor, let's say, a few hundred years ago, they came up with a methodology where you would be able to sell your chametz to a non-Jew, and then you buy back after Pesach, so as you didn't own any chametz throughout the duration of Pesach. This isn't necessarily a Mashadi custom. We never really held by it, but in the recent years, we do it more, and we rely on it for expensive liquors and the like, but we don't use that for any breads and chametz gamur. We'll talk more about that another time, but these are just the categories and what people are looking out for when it comes to foods on Pesach. Have a wonderful day.